My name is Munirah Amani binti AZIMAT. My metric number is 285719. I partially object to slum tourism primarily due to its ethical shortcomings and limited tangible benefits for the communities involved. While I acknowledge that slum tourism can raise awareness about poverty and contribute to local economies in certain cases, these benefits are often outweighed by its exploitative nature, the reinforcement of stereotypes, and the lack of meaningful change for residents. Next, basis for moral decisions. My moral judgment is informed by a combination of factual evidence and ethical reasoning, drawing on principles from utilitarianism, Kantian ethics, and concept of moral relativism. First, factual evidence. For economic impact, studies reveal that the majority of financial gains from slum tourism do not reach the local residents but are instead retained by the tour operators. This raises question about whether slum tourism truly empowers communities or merely profits external entities. The next is commodification of poverty. Evidence indicates that slum tourism often perpetuates a voyeuristic approach, turning poverty into a spectacle for tourists. This diminishes the dignity of the individuals living in these areas and may lead to the psychological harm. Third is limited advocacy. While proponents claim that slum tourism raises awareness, there is little concrete evidence to show that such awareness translates into the sustained activism or systematic change. For the moral values, respect for human dignity. From a Kantian perspective, slum tourism often treats people as a means to an end. Entertainment or education for tourists rather than as ends in themselves. This violates the principle of respect for human dignity. Second is justice and fairness. Slum residents often experience inequities in how profits from tourism are distributed, violating principles and distributive justice. Without equitable financial benefits, slum tourism becomes exploitative. And the third one is global responsibility. While raising awareness is important, moral relativism reminds us that external solutions should respect cultural and community-specific needs. Interventions based solely on external perspective risk imposing values and goals that may not align with the community's priorities. The next is moral theories applied. The first one is utilitarianism. From a utilitarian perspective, slum tourism should maximize overall well-being. However, its current practices often result in more harm than good, as they fail to address the root cause of poverty and may even exacerbate inequality. The next one is Kantian ethics. According to Kantian ethics, actions are morally right only if they respect individuals and autonomous beings. Slum tourism often undermines this principle by portraying residents as passive subjects of poverty rather than active agents of change. For the conclusions, while slum tourism has the potential to raise awareness and generate resources, its implementation often falls short of ethical standards. To be morally justifiable, it must prioritize the dignity, agency, and long-term development of slum residents over the interests of tourists and profit-driven operators. Guided by factual evidence and ethical reasoning, I believe slum tourism in its current form should be restructured to genuinely benefit the communities it seeks to represent. Thank you.
Good day, Doctor. My name is DENIS, metric number 287430. In my opinion, slum tourism is unethical because it treats poverty and the struggles of disadvantaged people as entertainment for tourists. This perspective is based on both factual evidence and moral principles that support the idea that slum tourism often exploits the people living in these areas. First of all, slum tourism takes advantage of the poor communities. For example, residents of Kibera in Kenya are upset that they are just turned into objects of joy for tourists. In an interview with Al Jazeera, a resident of Kibera shared her experience of feeling objectified by tourists. She said that she felt like an object as tourists stared at her while she was trying to feed her family. She mentioned the discomfort of being photographed by strangers. Lack of concern and control also one of the biggest ethical concerns surrounding slum tourism. Although tourism operators may say that these tours provide employment for local guides and also generate income for the community, however, the reality is often more complicated. Residents do not have control over how their life being exposed. For example, a local resident expressed that it feels sad and feeling powerless when the tourists took photo of her without asking for permission. Moreover, some critics point out that the profit made from slum tourism do not benefit the local. Even though local guides may be employed to lead the tours, most of the money often goes to the tour operator, rather than being reinvested in the community. In the end, tourism operator might profit while the residents keep suffering. From a utilitarian perspective, which focus on maximizing the overall well-being and minimizing harm, slum tourism may not bring more benefit than harm. Utilitarianism says real happiness comes from the well-being of the whole community, but slum tourism often does not match with this viewpoint. Residents often have no control over how they are shown or how their lives are shared with others. In conclusion, a utilitarian analysis suggests that slum tourism may not maximize overall happiness. While it may bring some short-term money to few people, it causes more harm to the community. As a result, slum tourism does not help for a better future for the local.
Hi, my name is RAMU. My metric number 291826. My moral judgment about the poverty of slum tourism is the current kind of slum tourism is unethical since it benefits outsiders while exploiting vulnerable communities and violating their dignity. It must be done in a responsible manner with active community involvement, fair rewards, and respect for human rights. The practice frequently treats poverty as entertainment while ignoring privacy and justice. Although it can increase awareness, the harm to communities is greater than the good because tour operators usually keep the majority of the profits, leaving residents with little to gain. Slum tourism must put genuine community empowerment, fair profit sharing, and respect for one another ahead of voyeurism and exploitation if it is to be morally acceptable. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is AZIZAH binti ZULKAFLI. My matrix number is 292652. So for my part, I will share my moral judgment on slum tourism by analysing both its positive and negative impacts. This topic I think holds significant ethical implications that need to be carefully addressed. In my opinion, slum tourism can be a valuable development strategy when implemented ethically. It generally benefits residents by providing opportunities for income and community development. However, this is only possible when tourists and residents work together. Residents should actively cooperate and treat tourists with kindness to create a positive impression. However, slum tourism becomes exploitative when poverty is treated like a spectacle for entertainment. Imagine being born in a slum area, having tourists watch your struggle as though it is a free show. Some tourists visit out of curiosity without empathy for the hardship faced by residents. This lack of consideration turns slum tourism into an act of exploitation rather than support. And not all slum tourism is unethical. Some initiatives are designed to educate visitors about poverty and inspire action. For instance, visitors may support local projects, donate to healthcare or even school, and post photos that aim to raise awareness instead of seeking popularity in social media. With concern and respect from the locals, slum tourism can help bridge gaps and foster positive change. As I said just now, slum tourism can significantly reduce poverty by creating job opportunities, supporting local businesses, funding healthcare and education projects. The downside of this action is money not reaching residents or tourists disrespecting locals. Imagine tourists taking unauthorized photos that go viral, leaving locals feeling exploited. Miscommunication also may arise, making locals feel like their struggles are being monetized. In conclusion, slum tourism has both pros and cons. When done respectfully, it can benefit both sides, creating a win-win situation. And also, slum tourism isn't inherently wrong. It depends on how it is approached. Ethical practices and mutual respect are key to making it a meaningful and impactful initiative. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is NURUL binti NAZARI. My metric number is 295125. I'm from Group C. I would like to present about my moral judgment in slum tourism. Based on the issue about slum tourism, a beneficial development strategy that can help reduce poverty in slum neighborhoods. In my opinion, I agree because slum tourism can act as a development advantage. If properly done, then slum tourism opens up employment opportunities for the locals, particularly as tour guides or in accommodation and meals provision. It can also promote the increased intolerance among tourists toward the existing situation in slums and can promote the support of development projects. For instance, Krishna and his business partner, Chris Way, traveled through Dharavi in 2005 when slum tourism was not known in Mumbai. The first time Krishna visited Dharavi, he was shocked because the slum, in which he had grown up hearing all kinds of bad things, was not actually dangerous. He was acutely impressed by the business acumen and commons that was evidently alive within that vicinity. Thus, they wish to spread the message about Dharavi's goodness. They want to present this to people and alter the mentality that they possess. The moral values upholding it can be best anchored on utilitarianism. This ethical perspective focuses on performing those actions that makes the largest number of people happy. It can also drive up the standards of living in these families, and a share of proceeds from slum tours often goes back into community uplift, and so social and economic welfare is boosted in the area. Finally, slum tourism can be justified on the premise that it is utilitarian. That is, it has net beneficial effect in the lives of people in the slums if it is practiced in the right manner. This is also true in the sense that slum tourism has major function of educating the tourists and sensitizing them. These tours break the stereotypes understood by the visitors about the slums because they do not show the slum residents as helpless entities in poverty. Studies mention that a majority of tourists visit with a new perspective of life within the slum. For instance, 86% of visitors who visit Dharavi. The virtue ethics thus come in handy to frame the moral virtues supporting the educational and sensitizing aspect of slum tourism. Ethical culture focuses on the people and the value that should be placed on consistency on a virtuous moral character. Lastly, virtue ethics favor the idea of slum tourism that can improve the society by raising the level of compassion and information and changing people with a willingness to improve society. That's all from me. Thank you.